I am very honored to spend a few minutes with you to discuss a matter which I believe is of great significance, a subject which can and does change millions of lives each year. I am talking about tracing one's roots, finding out about one's heritage. Some call it genealogy. To others, it is known as family history. Alex Haley put it this way: in all of us, there is a hunger, marrow deep, to know our heritage, to know who we are and where we have come from. Without this enriching knowledge, there is a hollow yearning. No matter what our attainments in life, there is a most disquieting loneliness. Close quote. In today's turbulent world, there is nothing as powerful to a young person as learning where he has come from and where he is heading. The world presents so many choices for young people. Most of the challenges that our youth face did not even exist when we were growing up. The importance and power of family influences can and does make an enormous difference in the lives of our youth. It is for this reason I want to stress the importance of traditional scouting values and their association with family, history, and genealogy. Many of the most impactful personal experiences in life deal with family members and special occasions within the family. If you take these experiences and throw in a few names, record the places and dates, this is genealogy. Genealogy and the searching for records for those who have passed away often help us uncover traces of greatness. We carry much of the same DNA of our forebearers. If they have been able to overcome great obstacles and tribulation, then is it not within our capacity to also rise above and conquer our every foe? Mary A. Johnson wrote, "I've always known your names, but you were flat people on a white page until I read your stories. Now you are more than names, and I know that your blood flows also in my veins." To some, family history and genealogy have not yet come to life. As for me, when I think of family history and genealogy, I think of my grandfather and those who helped pave the way for me. I owe a huge debt to those great men and women. The method to repay them is by living my life in a manner which would be pleasing to them. My own grandfather on my mother's side had a heart attack and was counseled by his doctor to get away from all of the stresses. So he built a family cabin, which ended up becoming an intergenerational cabin. Now there are 6 generations that are participating in that cabin. Hundreds and hundreds of cousins became best friends. But he taught me powerfully the principle of building an intergenerational family. That has always been a great source of inspiration. And he said, life is a mission, not a career. One of the goals we've had in introducing this new set of tools is to help us as leaders to use these teaching moments more effectively, to provide a forum to reinforce and pass along traditional values to the next generation. Much wisdom needs to be passed on. Without this wisdom, without adherence to traditional values, our youth will be tossed to and fro throughout their lives. Almost like an airplane. Do you realize that an airplane is off track most of the time, over 90% of the time? But the thing is, they have feedback, and they keep adjusting to the feedback, and the plane ends at its destination. It's the same thing with all of us. If we can build lighthouse principles deep inside ourselves, in spite of the crashing waves that come upon it, we stay true and faithful to that which we know are solid, permanent values. That's why in the formative years, it is critical that youth come to understand their heritage. Family names need to be honored and revered. The youth won't get this fundamental and meaningful experience unless we, as leaders, are willing to help them in this quest. Find time to share your personal stories of triumph, of struggle, of challenge, of perseverance with those that you interact with. Let them get to know you personally. Make this a meaningful opportunity to do something of lasting value. There are many great merit badges, but I firmly believe there is nothing more important that we can help our youth come to understand than knowing their own family history. In that way they will come to know themselves. We can then help them decide what they will do to bring honor to their family name. We can guide them to act upon these plans. In a few short years, the leadership positions of the world will have been passed to the present generation. Let us collectively do all we can to pass along traditional scouting values from generation to generation. Scouting values are timeless. They are critical in today's world. The darkness that would be growing would be displaced if all who lived on earth would incorporate these timeless values. Modern tools such as video cameras and media tools allow us to capture stories and preserve values of great importance. What could we do to encourage the preservation of the values of those who grew up during the Depression? What could we learn about being thrifty? What could we learn and preserve from those who have fought to preserve freedom throughout the world? This is the opportunity which awaits those who are willing to venture into family history and genealogy. I guarantee this will be a rewarding experience. So it's time to roll up our sleeves and immerse ourselves in this great opportunity to inspire our future leaders. I honor all of you for your service and leadership in one of the greatest causes in the world, and wish you the very best in your work. How we need you. How the boys need you. May these new tools and those that follow help and enable you to be more effective in this great work. It is my belief, my strong belief, that coming to understand one's heritage is fundamental to finding true happiness, true fulfillment, true contribution to becoming the creative force of our own life under God. Finding one's place gives a sense of belonging. This sense of belonging is missing in many parts of today's world. Those who are involved in gang activity are trying to find out where they fit in. Sadly, they are looking in the wrong places. President Bush has a new initiative to help bring hope to what he calls harsh places throughout America. Coming to know of one's ancestors and the sacrifices which they have made will help bring hope to harsh places. And you know, sometimes one of the harshest places is within one's own heart. Family history can make a difference about how one feels about oneself. I know that feeling of being connected has given to me a sense of belonging, and also a sense of duty and obligation to make contributions that I may have otherwise declined. Family history and genealogy has the power to change lives. I recall hearing a great poem recited by a dear friend, Thomas S. Monson. Nobody knows what a boy is worth. We'll have to wait and see. But every man in an oval place, a boy once used to be. Close quote. So it is up to us leaders to look deep into the souls of those in our care, to use the great scouting program to lift and enlarge the character of young men. The Genealogy Merit Badge provides fertile soil for you to do this. Thank you, and God bless you all.